How do you explain? How do you describe? Love that goes from east to west and runs as deep as it is wide. You are hope. You are here. Words cannot express the love we feel, but we long for you to be. Listen to our heart, your spirit sing, a song of praise that flows from those who have redeemed. We will use the words we know to tell you what an awesome God you are. The words are not enough. Fall like rain from these lips of mine. If I had 1,000 years, Lord, I would still run out of time. If you listen to my heart, every will say, thank you for the life. Thank you for the truth. Thank you for the way. So
There you go. They say that Mount Sherman is one of the easiest or easier 14ers to climb. But in saying that, please know that there is no such thing as an easy 14er. They're all hard. Using the term easy is definitely a little of a misnomer. And so today, we wanted our worship service to kind of mimic this building up to communion, right? So we're going to kind of work our way up the mountain to communion, and then we're going to descend down after. And so we wanted it to kind of mimic the journey that a lot of our youth kids took. But before you prepare to summit, and as you prepare to summit, there's some things you need to know. You got to be kind of prepared for what the mountain's going to dish out. You can see we had some snow there. You're going to need food, right? You're going to need water. You're going to need proper attire, sunscreen. We would have been good to have some micro spikes when we went. You also have to mentally gear up for the adventure that's before you. Along the way, you're going to see lots of pretty scenery, and you'll get to hike beside some of your closest friends. You're going to make many memories as you walk. But please know that difficulty should be expected along your path. There's going to be moments, the flat, where you get to catch your breath, right? But just know going into it, there's going to be a ton of uphill, lots of uphill. The air is going to be thin. There's going to be a lack of oxygen. Catching your breath is going to be quite the undertaking. Your heart rate's going to soar. And then the uphill is also just going to take a toll on your muscles. Your legs are going to hurt. Your breathing is going to be shallow. The sun's going to be beating down on you. And it's just going to be a trudge at times. And when it gets tough, sometimes all you can do is just set a goal just to make it, I'm going to make it 10 steps. Our kids know this, right? That same thing is true in life when we're looking at the parallel of this. Sometimes it's like, if I can just get to that next rock, or if, I see that patch of grass, it's just 10 more steps before I can take a break. And those are just the difficulties that can be expected, right? You know that those are the things going in, like, okay, I got to be prepared, and here's all the things that I know it's going to be uphill. I know my muscles are going to be sore. I know there's going to be a lack of oxygen. It's going to be kind of tough. But great adventures also come with unexpected moments. And our trip was no exception to that. Throughout the week, here's some of the things we faced, not just on the mountain, but just throughout the week. We were sitting at a very still lake up in the top of the mountains having solo time. It is quiet, right? There's 50 people up at this mountain, or at this mountain lake, and it is quiet. And all of a sudden we hear this cracking sound. And a tree just decided to uproot and almost fall on Chris Sargent. Chris Sargent picked up his bag, saw the tree, took one step over, and the tree just... As a leader of a trip, that's nerve-wracking. We almost lost Chris. Later in the week, Landon went to climb up a hillside. He pulls on a small rock to climb up, and it dislodges a boulder about this big that headed straight for Wendy Kennedy. And Wendy Kennedy, again, hears the rocks falling. She moves out of the way. It rolls into the river beside her. We could have lost Wendy as well. When we climbed the mountain, this snow was super packed, and it felt like rock. You could climb up it. It was no problem. As we came down the mountain and the sun had melted, things began to get soft. It became real slushy and really slippery. And we spent most of our time falling down the mountain when there was snow. Savannah almost took a ride off the side of the mountain. So we almost lost Savannah too, which would have been bad. On the way home, we had 2 trailer tire blowouts. We also had a flat on Shannon's Suburban during the week. During the week, 2 of our van doors broke and would not open. And so when you got a bunch of people trying to get in and out of vans, that made it tough. We went whitewater rafting on Thursday. Our boat, I feel like me and Dean's boat, we were pretty good, right? We were good at rafting. And I think our guide knew that, and so he's like, "Hey, we're going to hit this next rapid going 1,000 miles an hour." So he's just like, "Go, go, go!" And we're rowing, and we're getting real close. Well, there's another boat about to go on the rapid, and we just nail them and knock probably them off course into the rapid. But that slowed all of our momentum. Which, if you're going into a rapid, you don't want to be going real slow because then you can get kind of caught in all the churning, and you want to have some speed going into it. We had none, and so our boat kind of flips up, and from the top tube, Dean falls, and I catch him. I was not able to catch Stephanie as she went flying out the boat and into the river, which then helped us, I think, flop back on our bottom and saved everybody else, so we sacrificed Stephanie. But we almost lost Stephanie. And I know, the phrase is expect the unexpected, but this was all just it was a little too much. At the end of the week, we're sitting by this amazing waterfall, and I'm trying to enjoy it, but I was seriously on the edge of a nervous breakdown out of all the things. And that was right after Wendy had almost died. And so I was feeling responsible. We'd had all these close calls. There'd been things happen. And I sat in my solo time, and I just started crying. I was just weeping. And I just, God, where have you been all week? We had so many unexpected things happen, so many near mishaps. And the words of Psalm 10 played in my head. I could feel what the psalmist felt in those words. The psalm starts out, "O Lord, why do you stand so far off? Why do you hide when I'm in trouble?" And we can feel that way when times get tough, when we're trudging uphill and life is kind of hard. When we knew life would throw us some hard things, we even expected it, but then unexpected things arise, and we begin to question, where is God in all of this? As I sat by the waterfall and wet the rocks below me, God gently reminded me that He was there. He had been there all week. It was just my perspective was off. God had not abandoned us in our moments of need. He had walked us through the valleys, protected us from calamity with His rod and His staff. He was there all along beside us. So the parallel with life, with our walk with God, is pretty clear. When difficulties arise and our road is tougher than expected, when the moments of flat are few and far between, and I know people here, you've had moments of flat that are few and far between lately. man. When we can't seem to catch our breath, much less a break, what perspective are you going to choose to see it from? Will we see a God who isn't paying attention, or one who is in the fight with us, walking beside us, protecting us from what could have been so much worse? Will we see our shepherd leading us through the valley shadow? And I urge you to choose the latter. Psalm 23 was our theme verse for the week, and we're going to read it together when we take communion here in just a little while. But the psalm, the constant reminder that God is not distant, that He is here, He is with us, He is leading us beside quiet waters and through the scary valleys. We're not alone. Psalm 124 reminds us that if God had not been on our side, it could have been so much worse. And Psalm 125 reminds us that God surrounds us like the mountains surround Jerusalem, both now and forevermore. He is the good shepherd who leads us, the one who guides, protects, and calls us his own. We are precious. May we be reminded today, but always, that in the difficult uphill journeys of life, God is right there guiding us. The people on our trip were reminded of this many times over. I want you to hear from them what the trip revealed to them. We all had these cards. You're going to see what they wrote on their card at the end of the week. After all the wins, I told you about a lot of the bad stuff. There's a lot of good stuff too, right? But I wanted to make the point that journeys have expected and unexpected, right? There was a lot of summit moments on our trip, a lot of moments that were amazing. You're going to get to hear from kids about what, and our adults, about what they took away from this trip right now. on the mountain that day, we sang I Am a Sheep, and we recited the 23rd Psalm. We said a prayer, and we took communion together at the top of the mountain. It was a special moment of the week. I talked about the way up a little bit. There's nothing quite like standing on top of a 14,000-foot mountain and getting to see out forever and just the beauty and God's creation and all that. Pretty amazing. I know some of y'all will never climb a 14,000-foot mountain. You're not going to go mountain climbing, and that's okay. But the parallel of what we're doing now, right? And we come to church and we fight all kinds of distractions. We have lots going on in life. It's been a crazy week. There's been lots of uphill, and then you've made it Sunday, and you get to sit with your friends. You get to sit around the table. We get to commune together. We get to remember what's been done for us, who's walked beside us. So while you may not have climbed a mountain this week, you had to trudge uphill a little, probably. Now's the time we get to come and we thank God for all He's done for us. We get to sit at the table, share in a meal. Remember. Let's click to that next slide. So we're going to read this together. We're not going to try to repeat after me or anything. We're just going to read it. And so just our youth did this. We did this once, twice a day on Awaken. So just a good reminder of our Lord and how He walks beside us. The Lord is my shepherd. I lack nothing. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside quiet water. He refreshes my soul. He guides me along the right path for His name's sake. Even though I walk through the darkest valley, I will fear no evil, for You are with me. Your rod and Your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me, in the presence of my... The Lord is
my shepherd, watching over my soul. My soul to keep guarding over me ever, watching wherever I go. And when the winds blow, He is my shelter. When I'm lost and alone, He rescues me. And when the lion comes, He is my victory, constantly watching over me. He is constantly watching over me. We are His children, and He is our Father, watching over our soul. Great is His love for His sons and His daughters, watching wherever we go. And when the wind
love summit moments. We love, I love standing on top of a mountain, but you can't stay there forever. I love the feeling of summiting at church camp, right? Church camp, at the end of church camp, you just feel so alive, you feel so close to God, and it's kind of this summit moment. Awaken's the same thing. Church, Wednesday night when we leave, after 17 hours in the gym, right? Summit moment. But we can't stay on the summit, right? Kind of this constant ebb and flow. Easy after you've climbed a mountain. You got to come down, right? So it's easy after you've climbed a mountain and made it all the way up. It's easy to feel a little confident. Look at what I just did. I just climbed a 14,000-foot mountain. I got this. And we can think that now is the easy part, right? Now I get to travel down. But I will tell you, much care is needed for your way down. There's things to watch out for. In our spiritual walk, after a spiritual victory, a spiritual summit, moment of communion, a moment of growth, and not let our guard down. We must remember who got us to the summit and who's going to see us back to the trailhead. In these moments, like I was saying, it's easy to feel a little sure of yourself, a little prideful even at what you have just done. But this is when you must be most careful. Because the downhill provides unique and different challenges. And we can't forget who walked beside us up the mountain, even carried us at times. It is true, it will be easier going down on your lungs. Your muscles won't ache as much. That's good. But while your muscles are given a little bit of a respite, because you're no longer fighting gravity, right? The gravity that you were fighting now, that was so hard to defy on the way up, is now just pulling you down the mountain. And you must absorb the shock of each step with the only brakes you have, your joints. So your toes, your ankles, and your knees, they become the shock absorbers for your way down. And after a while, your legs begin to ache from the constant beating. The fall risk on the way down is also greater because as gravity pulls and as your legs ache and as your feet find loose rock, you can go faster, but the loose scree is going to find you. You're going to end up on your rear at some point. So you got to take your time. Got to be patient. We need to be patient as God walks beside us. We're slow and steady. We march toward the end of the hike, looking ahead and anticipating our arrival back to the trailhead, to home, and to heaven. Got to be steady. And when you finally make it back to your car or the trailhead, you're going to see some pictures. There was a moment of rest where lots of people were just sleeping next to trucks, and Maddox was sleeping under a truck. It's like, this is going to be the 8th disaster, but we avoided it. But when you survey all the places that you've walked with God, all the steps that you've taken with Him, all the near misses that He's protected you from, when you think back over your trail and how you walked beside God all along the journey, and how when you momentarily found yourself not on the right path, He gently showed you the way back, when you look back over it all, there is but one response: praise, celebration. When you one day find yourself seated with God in heaven, right home, back from the long hike with all the uphills, you will say what many of us had said once we had finished hiking Mount Sherman, and once we had gotten back and we looked back over the miles, you could see the summit up there. You're going to say, it was so worth it. Get to celebrate for all eternity. This morning, I know worship has looked a little different, and I really appreciate y'all being gracious with us and allowing us to do things a little different. But I wanted to be able to uniquely show what we did on our trip while still maybe hopefully giving you something you can take. And this is it. Expected and unexpected difficulties will arise as you travel through the journey of life. At times, it will be unbearably uphill. Know that God is there in the midst of the uphill. He is your refuge. He protects, guides, and walks beside you through it all. Whatever life throws at you, expected, unexpected, cling to Him. There's going to be summit moments in your spiritual life. Enjoy them. Learn from them. Take in the view. Bask in them, right? And then know that the time after these moments will present unique, new challenges to navigate as well. The good news is we have a good shepherd leading us home. Follow him steadily and celebrate the return trip. We're about to sing the song, He is Wonderful. We didn't take up our usual offering today. If you would like to give, we're going to pass the plates during that song. We've got some of our youth kids. If y'all want, y'all can go ahead and head back that way. They're gonna pass the plates during this song. Don't feel obligated, but just wanted to make sure we had that opportunity. But also, guys, bigger thing is if you need to talk to someone, or if your journey is tough right now, or if you've been thinking about, man, I want to follow this guy. I want to follow the Good Shepherd, right? When we conclude today, our elders are going to be located at all of the back exits. And I encourage you to find one of those guys, grab one of those guys, talk to them, pray with them. They're amazing men who will walk beside you as you journey through hard things. Following He is Wonderful. We're going to watch a celebration slideshow. Now I want you to take note of the faces that you see and the joy that you see in the short video. And I hope it spurs you on in your journey to just remember to be joyful, because we have a good shepherd leading us. Even though sometimes it's uphill, even though sometimes it's hard, we can take encouragement in that. Because while the journey can be grueling now, there is a great celebration not too far away. May that be where our hope, joy are found.